So, you finally did it. You bought the game that everybody's been talking about. There's just one small problem. You've never really played these games beyond casual. You bought a fighting game. You got it installed, you jumped online, you tried to play against a friend or some random, trying to press these buttons, getting cool things to happen, but you lost. Again and again and again. You're frustrated. You don't know why you lost, and you couldn't land your attacks consistently. But worst of all, you don't know why the game just felt clunky, and why you couldn't do any of the cool combos that you've seen online. And now you're sitting there thinking, did I just waste my money? Should I go get a refund? Or maybe a video online could help. And you found your way here. Somehow. I'm not that big of a YouTuber. Look, we've all been there. We all started there. So instead of adding to the ever-growing catalog of this is the best combo guide or play this character like a pro, I decided to do something simple. I decided to make a start here video for newcomers so that they can learn how to play these games and actually enjoy them. I don't promise you will be in top 8 at EVO after this, but you will have a solid foundation so you can learn on your own and you won't need to rely on videos and guides so much. Getting into fighting games can be difficult. This isn't just because of the controls, but also how the games are played. You can't go straight online expecting to do well. You have to ease yourself into it. I always suggest that new players start with the single player story or the tutorial. It's the best way to learn the mechanics of the game. But not every fighting game has a story mode. So you may just be stuck with the tutorial, the combo trials, an arcade mode, and the training ground. My point is, going straight into online matches is going to completely turn you off these games. So for the sake of this video, we're just going straight into the training grounds. We'll have access to characters and stages. Before we get into it, I need you to know this one important detail. You do not need to know how to play every single character in the roster. You may want to try all of them, and that's completely fine. But you don't need to know how to play them. Just choose the character that you're interested in, and you're fine. Tier lists be damned. So we pick our character, and then we pick a character that we're gonna beat up. I like to choose the frontman character, so for Street Fighter 6, it'll be like Ryu. Then, from here, we just load up a stage.
On the horizon.
Right off the bat, we're gonna start pressing some buttons. We have to figure out what moves us forward, backwards, down, and makes us jump. We need to get a feel for how our character moves. How fast do they go forward, how fast do they go backwards, and how high do they jump. Next, we press more buttons. For example, on the Xbox controller, we can press X and get a jab or a light attack, and B for a heavy attack, and so on and so forth. Pressing these buttons without pressing any directions is called neutral. So if I press just X for a jab, that can be called a neutral jab. I'm not going to go deep into verbiage and terminology. Don't worry. Besides, you don't really need to know any of that anyway. Most newer games feature modern controls. So instead of doing quarter circles and zigzags, it's just a direction and a button. So we can do things like forward heavy and down heavy. When you do a direction and an attack, it's called a normal. And this is how we find the moves that our character has access to. A good rule of thumb is to practice each button combination and see how close you need to be in order for the move to land. Also, try to keep in mind how long it takes for you to be able to press another button after. Say if you do a heavy punch, you can't always go straight into another heavy punch immediately. This is called having negative frames. Some attacks recover very quickly, meaning you can move almost immediately. Other attacks take a little bit longer for you to recover. This is because you're stuck in an animation. If your opponent blocks one of your slower attacks, they may be able to hit you before you can move again. This is what players mean when they say a move is negative, or in this case, negative on block. Once you figure out what button does what and how long it takes, roughly, before you can press another button, we can start finding the combos. Now, usually this is where you would go into the combo trials, so you can try out the combos that the devs have made. Or you can find your own. In games like 2xKO and Invincible Versus, there's things called universal combos. This is due to the game's simplicity. There's one light attack, one medium attack, and one heavy attack. There's also special buttons, 2xKO having 2 and Invincible Versus having 1. But for now, let's just focus on the normals. One combo in 2xKO that I use on Darius is light, medium, heavy, down heavy. This is a very simple setup that leads to a launcher. In Invincible Versus, you can do something similar. Let's take Rex for example. Rex is very different from Darius, but the combo will still work. Light, medium, heavy, down heavy. So from here, we can start messing around. We can go into a super jump by quickly pressing down and up. And then we can do another short string of light, medium, heavy. This is a very simple combo string. It's really just about experimenting and finding some fun things here and there. For example, Darius can do a slam for one of his specials. So I can do something like this. I know it looked like a lot, but did you see it? I really didn't do all that much besides add a little of my own flair into what we already created. Really, you just need to know what your character's moves are and how you can use those moves and lead them into other moves. And don't worry about optimization. I noticed several new players see these long combo strings and they think they gotta memorize it. Look, most combos are just small combos, kind of mashed together. So just try to find your own 3 or 4 button combos and just put them together. Try to find one that you can execute without too much difficulty. In matches, it is really easy to forget what move comes next. So just find one and then go practice it. Just practice makes perfect. Now, the combo I just showed doesn't necessarily transfer all that well to every game. Take Street Fighter 6 or Guilty Gear Strive for example. These are more grounded fighters, meaning you don't really fight in the air unless, well, you have a character that fights in the air. However, light, medium, heavy is fairly universal for some, if not all, fighting games. This is why it's important to hit the training ground first to find out what works and what doesn't. Let's say we're now able to do some combos without too many difficulties. Well, now we need to learn defense. Otherwise, we're going to spend a lot of our matches watching our health bar get depleted. Just about every game has 2 to 3 forms of blocking. You have a standing block for blocking highs, a crouching block for blocking lows, and an air block for blocking everything else. Games like 2xKO, Invincible Versus, and Guilty Gear Strive have air blocks, but that doesn't mean you should jump block all the time. Next, some, not all, games have a parry system. Where a standard block you can end up receiving some chip damage, a parry you receive no damage whatsoever. And if you time it right, you can actually open your opponent up for an attack. Some games also have unique mechanics. Guilty Gear Strive has the Roman cancel, Invincible Versus has the tag counter, and 2xKO has Burst and Fury. I'm not really going to go too into depth on each game, but it is worth learning your game's mechanics so you can use the systems properly without getting punished. You also have your movement. If you move just outside your opponent's range when they go for an attack, the attack will miss. This is called a whiff, and when your opponent whiffs, they're vulnerable for a moment. Making your opponent whiff and then moving back in for an attack is called a shimmy. These can be a little bit tricky to pull off, but they are a very satisfying way to turn your defense into offense. When it comes to defense, it's all about looking for an opening. You could just spam jab or throw, but if you start pressing buttons at the wrong time, you're just going to get punished. The best bet is to watch and wait for a gap, and then go in with your fastest attack. From here, do your best to keep the pressure on and execute your combos cleanly, but be ready to block, move, or parry if your opponent is getting ready to counter you. The best way to test out your combos and practice your defense is to load up a bot match. You're going to want to start the bot on a lower level and then slowly work its way up. The goal here isn't necessarily to win. It's to be able to execute your combos while also dealing with what the bot throws at you. As you slowly bring up the difficulty, you'll be able to see what works and what doesn't with the combo you made. You'll find out what you need to improve on, as well as what parts can be added in or taken out. Say you're having a hard time hitting the bot because now it's too far after a couple of hits. You may need to add in a quick dash, forward, or dash button respectively. Find out what needs to change and then implement those changes. I find I can usually do this while I'm fighting the bot, but if you can't, it is okay to go back to the training lab and practice it a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. It is good to keep doing this until you can get a good few combos off on a higher level bot. I'd say by now, you're ready to go online. Online, our goal is the same as when we were fighting the bots. Don't worry about winning or losing. Think about what you want to achieve during this match, whether it's parrying an attack, making your opponent whiff, or executing a clean combo. Focus on the small things, and the win will come on its own. For example, when I'm playing JP in Street Fighter 6, yeah, I want to win, but I focus on creating distance, setting up portals, and sending nonsense at my opponent. You're going to lose a lot, and that is normal. Remember to focus on the specific things you're trying to accomplish in your match. Maybe it's executing that clean combo, maybe it is the parry. Whatever it is, focus on that. The last piece of advice I have for new players is this. Stay calm. You're not going to improve overnight. It takes a lot of time and a lot of practice, just like any other game. It also takes losing over and over again to figure out what works and what doesn't. But you will get better. And if you play ranked, you will climb. As long as you're willing to learn new strategies and new techniques with your character, learn the matchup, and practice your combos, you will get better. And if you get frustrated, just take a break. If you have to, just go watch the replay. That way you can learn from your mistakes. Fighting games are really hard, but they are very rewarding. There's just something about landing that combo, winning your first match, and finally understanding what's happening on screen. That is why these games are so much fun. Just keep at it, and you'll be doing the fun stuff before you know it. I promise. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and staying until the end. It really means a lot that you gave me the chance to help you guys learn how to play these games. If you're a new player, what is something that you're still struggling with? And if you've been playing fighting games for a while, what is something that you wish someone told you when you first started? Leave it down in the comments below. I'm always down there trying to reply when I can, as well as trying to help out. If this video helped you out, even just a little, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to see more fighting game content from me, why not subscribe with the little bell so you can get notified when I upload. Again, thank you guys so much. We recently passed 500 subscribers and it's crazy. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'll see you in the next one.
It's your turn. Get in there.
Get back in the corner! I fucking love this so much. It's so much more fun with two players, dude. fucking gone!
Fight him! Fight him! Fight him! Ah, you punched me!
I don't think so. Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck! Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
My toes! Come here! What?
Oh, he didn't use bar. What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
I think he's trying to fucking level 3 you, dude. Don't let him level 3! Projectile him! What the fuck? I'm not gonna lie, I kinda sold that round.
Die!
Oh no, I did it too soon, but I don't care! I don't care!